We got down to Flashbang versus Megacopalypse here. I'm gonna keep butchering that too because it's just a mouthful. So
Megs are always a mouthful here. Now, again, every single killer is going to have their own round here with a different map. So we are seeing RPD East.
Right, it looks like they have I Am This Noob first. We did see Lethal here, so they do have a grasp on where everyone is starting at. It looks like Blunts here found the box here first. So let's see how that goes. It looks like he also put up a boon, which is interesting.
Boon's getting a lot of play in these games for that potential either shadow step value, or is it going to be circle of healing exponential? Now, when it does come for this, it looks like Blunts is going to be holding onto that box, so a little bit of a pressure here from our killer. They're going to be popping that box mid-chase, waiting for the Cenobite to engage before starting that to potentially pull them either way, making their way up to the staircase, one of the god pallets of the match.
Another thing about holding the box as well is that it kind of keeps from chain hunts happening a little bit longer. The longer they hold onto the box, obviously their team can't get a chain hunt until the bar is full. So the longer you can hold on to that box, sometimes the better, especially if you're far away from the Cenobite, so he's not able to grab that box from you.
Yeah, great point here. And with a little check here, very, very close on that chain. By grabbing that box so early into the game, is going to reduce the cooldowns for the killer as well. I think it's a 60-second timer if the survivors find it, as opposed to a 30 or 40-second for the killer. So again, it's just key to get that out of the way.
Now this is going to be a little bit tough, I think, for Cenobite. His chains can be so iffy, especially on double floor maps. I'm not sure about you, but whenever I play Cenobite, I know that sometimes when you try to point your chain somewhere, sometimes it'll just randomly go up to another floor. So Araya's going to have to be super careful when placing their chains here.
Nice grab here from Araya. It looks like they are going to throw another key pallet out of this into potential dumb tech there, which just doesn't go their way, getting a free damage state.
Right, it looks like Blunts is their dedicated box main here. They are doing the box puzzle at the moment, calming down the chain hunt here before it was able to activate.
Now, just hearing the gen progression on this map too, again, Surge is a great choice for an RPD style of map. We're going to see it, just unfortunate, again, as you mentioned, just a little bit iffy on those double floors, and to a blast mine. I hate kicking gens.
I hate kicking gens too, just for this reason.
Usually I let out a cursed blast mines as I go in for my second. We do find the boon here, so gonna snuff this one, seeing our second generator getting popped.
Now the key for the survivors, I think, is to try and spread their gens out as best as possible on this map, because it's going to be really tough for the Cenobite to go back and forth between each side. So we're going to have to see what they do with their gen spread here. It looks like they do have one more gen on the left side, while they have one in main as well. If they could get main off, they're going to have a huge gen spread, and it's going to be 100% in their favor.
Really nice curl there by Noob. Araya did recognize that he had a survivor up that stairs. Huge coup. It looks like we are going to see a token being used up here, doing some mind games around this pallet. Another really nice strike here from Araya, just knowing their coup distance.
All right, it does seem like we got a pallet to the face here. Blunt's doing the box once again. It looks like they do have dedicated players for the box that they've discussed previously. They also have some people on gens for gen jockeys, it looks like, as well. So they're actually putting quite a bit of pressure in this match on Araya. I don't think we've had a single hook yet. I think this is going to be our first hook on I Am This Noob.
And we do hear the surge popping off there that the generator below is being worked on. It's really smart to have this dedicated person if you are going to swift up with people. If you go against a Cenobite, making sure at least somebody is going to be always on top of that box.
It looks like they also got their first token for pain res as well. So not only did they hit a gen with surge, they were also able to get that 20% off for pain res as well. It does look like we have a little bit of a PS2 graphic animation here.
Oh, how scary for the killer. There's a second killer in the lobby here.
I believe I just seen her legs detached from her torso.
Again, really nice run here. Again, splitting up those these chases between every single survivor, and just having that one person on a box has come in clutch. It looks like a really nice chain here from Mariah. Tends to go back to the window just in case that they can slow vault. And just keep in mind that we do have a big coup value coming on in here.
I do hear the front door being activated. It is close to being open. It looks like Blunts is also taking care of the box so they don't get a last-minute chain hunt near the end here. They have a lot of pressure. They were able to open the door, so let's see if they were able to save their teammate as well.
And you are going to see the slug here. We do know that Blunts is carrying that flashlight, just protecting, making sure that you can go for that safety, as well as you have survivors here that could potentially heal tech. Really nice chain grab here. Trying to go in for that grab. We are going to see it here. Really good stuff from Mariah, just protecting that hook state.
We do have the Claudette trying to body block, trying to prevent their team from getting on the hook here. Throwing down the pallet and also going to take a hit at hook. Wasn't enough. They weren't able to position themselves correctly in front of the hook. But that was a really good attempt. They definitely could have gotten that survivor out for sure.
Absolutely, and really nice placement here. Again, you just got to be right underneath that hook for it to work as a body block. Just a little bit, but I love where the mindset is at. We're going to see LED going down on their first hook. Again, you just want to grab all the points you possibly can, just not risking more.
They did get a full fresh state from one survivor, so that's excellent on Araya's end. The survivors played absolutely phenomenal. Again, this is a kind of a difficult map for Cenobite, especially if the survivors are able to spread their gens out pretty well, which they were able to execute pretty good, and also have full control over the box there. So that was really good gameplay on both survivor and killer.
It's taking, and we did see going back and forth again, getting just a little bit unlucky when it comes to placing the the power through the secondary floors, and sometimes just you're not able to, or you might be facing a corner when doing it. So again, really strong all around here. Good game, well played, everybody. They're gearing on up. We've got our second matchup of Cenobite again, back on RPD East. We saw in the first round just a great play on both sides and sort of the strengths and weaknesses. Playing against Cenobite again, kind of goes to show you on pubs, Cenobite can roll, and then Swifts makes it a little bit more tough. But again, great showing from Mariah to start off the games.
Alrighty, let's see here. Alright, it looks like we are starting off with Corrupt Intervention. The first three gens are covered at the moment. They do see the survivors. They all spawned, it looks like, together. Two at main, and then some went to go find a gen, it looks like.
Again, Corrupt Intervention as well as Pain Res is the hot perks for today. We're going to see our first hit here on Ratty Rods, unable to make that pallet again. Great maneuver there by Rods, just not going and rethrowing that pallet, and just continue the run.
Right, it looks like Velochirio has the box over here. They cannot see them through the chain. Sometimes what Cenobites like to do is they like to prevent people from doing the box by throwing a chain on them and then trying to put pressure. It looks like that's not the case here. They are doing their chase at main on Sopa. So let's see how Sopa maneuvers here with these vaults.
Yeah, and something about that chain hunt trying to grab. We're going to see a damage state here on Sopa. Sagoli trying to grab some attention here. They were trying to break up the box with a well-placed chain, just didn't have enough distance. We were going to see a great chain here from OC, slowing down our survivor as they're getting some pressure here, some early game pressure.
Again, like Cenobite's chains are actually really difficult to navigate through RPD. So OC being able to do that quite well at the beginning of the game is going to put a lot of pressure on these survivors, especially since he found them so early.
Now, again, one thing to note is that we did see Ratty Rods getting healed up, so getting that essential health state back so that they can continue to pressure some gens here.
It looks like we're seeing our first pain res hook. They do have 3 tokens left. Sopa took the first pain res hook. So that is a big jump from gen regression here. It does not look like the gen regression was at main though. It could be somewhere else.
Yeah, and that is correct. That would have been a very fast heal. We're going to see trying to grab attention away. They are stacking up survivors here. They are going to want to split, make use of both the left side, and that's what we're going to see here. But following the blood trail is really close, and it looks like Sopa right back in a chase with the chains hunt just around the corner.
Nice pallet stun on the balcony. It looks like we did find our gen with the most progression here. Almost finished, but grabbed Ratty Rods right off that gen.
Oh, beautiful grab here, trying to get that last little bit here. Instead of doing a bit of a top maneuver to make sure that you're not getting grabbed, really great grab here. And in that gen, that's going to be our second pain res, so that's going to hit another 20%.
That's the thing about being greedy on gens too. It could either really pay off and you could pop it in the killer's face, or they can just get a grab on you and you won't be able to finish it after all. So that's what we've seen right here. It looks like they do have a chain hunt going on. This is huge for Cenobite. He's gonna have so much pressure with those chains going on those survivors constantly. They're not going to be able to heal very well. They're not going to be able to get some gen progression very well. It does look like Sokoli got the box though, so hopefully that'll prevent future chain hunts as well.
Yeah, and Cenobite is just not having it here as he tells the survivors he's going to tear them apart. Looks like they do end up preventing any further chain hunt from happening, but having 2 survivors up here, they're going to have to play so cautious. Unfortunately, for the survivors getting caught out in the open here, we're going to have 3 survivors on hook. How do we play this?
So they do have 3 survivors on hook. I would take some time and get the other survivors off hook. Sokoli is fully healed, so they don't risk getting one shot right away. So the more that they can get off hook, the better their team has of a chance here.
That is going to be Sopa's second hook of the game. Again, great call here. We're going to see all survivors being saved. We do want to split up here as much as possible, maybe get a little bit of a reset before attacking those as our chain hunt begins. And another down here. Again, really good pressure from the Cenobite to create a little bit of a cycle going for survivors.
And keep in mind that gen upstairs is being hit by Surge, and not only Surge, it got hit by another pain res hook as well. So they do have 3 pain res tokens used up. Honestly, using pain res tokens at the beginning of a match on killer can really bring down the morale of survivors here. It's actually a pretty good strategy to use at the beginning of the match as well, just for that reason.
Oh, that's so true. Again, and this is a perfect example, is that we're going to see another chain target here, and the Ratty Rod's second down of the game, creating again another cycle. And again, keep in mind that the chain hunt is just around the corner here. We are seeing a follow-up chase here with Sopa, not getting enough distance, but trying to at least catch a survivor with the chain hunt.
All right, it looks like they are going to try and catch Sopa. Sopa does have that God Palette out of the use. So it looks like they're going to try and use that as a distraction so that they can get their teammate off hook. Ooh, they might not be able to get out of these chains on time. Is the down. They will be going back on a hook here.
Yeah, and out of the game as the chain hunts start. At this point, with so many people injured, you would want your healthy survivor to go and grab that. 70 seconds per hook state as a reminder. But again, the chain hunts really does put pressure on the survivors.
We also see the survivor count go from 4 to 3. So goalie does have the box now. We will see if the Cenobite decides to teleport over to try and... Yep.
You opened it.
Alright, so they do decide to teleport over. They are going to start chase with the healthy survivor here. It looks like we got a little bit of that RPD chain bug I was talking about earlier. I'm looking get to see a little bit of the inside of the Cenobite.
A Wooga. And it looks like, again, OC just having some fun with it, some nodders here. Getting their first chase in with Sagoli, taking the locker room really wide into a pallet. Now, that is going to slow them down quite a bit, and with the power of the chains here, should be able to get a free down.
Mind gaming can be extremely hard on this pallet, so kudos to OC for being able to hide their stain long enough to get to the other side and get that hit in. We do got Sokoli with a fresh hook here. It was not a pain res hook, so OC still has a single pain res token left if they so decide to use it, if they're able.
Yeah, and we are seeing a little bit wanting that. They knew that they had it just a little bit off target there from OC, but I really enjoyed seeing that they were bypassing Velo here to try to grab Ratty Rods with a some chains there. Is it called something of the punishment? But it's been pretty punishing with the chain hunts. Again, we are almost halfway to the chain hunt.
Well, we do love our suffering with the Cenobite.
No, especially with his voice line. Some of the best voice lines you can see in a game. Ratty Rods, again, losing chase enough to reset that Bloodlust. And we're going to start back exactly where we started at the beginning of the round. You know, friendly room here. There is a super strong pallet here if they can make it. And there it is. They
were able to make it. They were able to get that God pallet down.
Yeah.
That's going to give Ratty Rods here huge amount of distance away from their chase here.
Now, something is that you do notice that Ratty Rods was able to get that box in time, and it was just around the corner. So again, maybe noticing a little bit of the survivor HUD and who you were chasing, who has the box here, could have potentially had OC grabbing that box.
Ratty Rods trying to play with the field of view here of the chain. One thing I do notice about survivors when they do send out their chain is that they'll always try to play with the field of view so that they cannot see you, and by the time that they see you, you know, you're already it's already up. So that was a good attempt by Rods.
Great call here. We're gonna see another survivor a little bit too close running on in here. Is going to get caught here, and this is going to give Ratty Rods a little bit of a chance to escape this chase and buys him enough distance. So again, great job there, distracting the killer and then getting enough distance to continue your chase. Great chain placement there.
Yeah, excellent chain placement. That's good. Oh, we do have the God pallet still here as well. That's going to give Ratty Rods even more distance from the killer here. He is just finding those pallets to get as much distance as possible and give his team just enough time to try and put some more pressure on gens.
Ooh, this is gonna be good. Unfortunately, is gonna gonna meet them on the other side there. They bump into each other. They say hello. Rod's about to face a hook. Nice little decision there. You kind of look at the box saying, okay, they're kind of halfway through that box. Finishing up that puzzle. I'm just going to take my hook stake here, and this is going to be towards, I believe, another pain res token if they can make it in time.
So they were able to get another hook in. It looks like another survivor takes the down. I do believe Sokoli has the last pain res token. The last time that they hooked her, they did not take a token off, so I'm pretty sure that she has that. They are going to start regressing this gen outside. They were able to get another gen done. I guess they're just gonna have to try and find them now.
Yeah, a little game of hide and seek here. Again, you got some really... They did split up their 3-gen here at the main. And they're just gonna do a little bit of checking with their power. Again, as you called, for that pallet on the outside there on the basement, can be used as a God pallet to ensure that you're gonna buy yourself some distance there.
All right, it looks like they did find Velachirio. They are going to dedicate this chase. Velachirio is already injured, so all they have to do is get a single hit, and their team will go down, I believe, for...
Yeah, this is going to
Might
be
be
their
a hatch
final.
game.
Oh, they want that one back, feeling that they did have it. Again, an early pallet drop on a very strong tile that you can get some value, but hoping that, you know, maybe that they go ahead and kick it, and it's not going to be the case here. Chain hunts are approaching here as Velo is going to try to buy as much distance and time for Sagoli to potentially get one more gen done.
Yeah, if Sokoli is able to get another gen done, that's going to be way more, more points for their team. So they're going to want to put as much pressure as they can. It does look like Velachirio is down. They do get some surge value here. So it looks like the gen that they were working on might have gotten down with surge. But it also is used for information as well. The Cenobite now knows which gen they were working on and which part of the map they were on as well.
And unfortunately, that is going to be the placement for the chain hunt to start here. And we're gonna start as they're gonna be playing for Hatch here, so very exciting end game here. Very nice run there, very nice loop by Velo as we are gonna be playing for Hatch.
I do hear the hatch here. It looks like the Cenobite did catch it first. That's a close on there. However, it is not over yet. Sokoli might be able to open a door, so we'll see.
And this is where the chain hunt's gonna come in play here. It will give an identifier for not only the noise notification of potentially missed chains, but also making it a little bit of a nuisance for our survivors to get rid of that.
So I thought at the end of a game, I don't think there is if there's a last survivor, I don't think the chain hunt activates.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so potentially going for that exit gate here.
To get out of here, Sokoli's gonna have to play this extremely well. What I've seen some survivors do is they'll pull the lever just enough so that the first light doesn't pop, and then as soon as the killer leaves, they'll try and get the rest of that door going.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if Sokoli tries to pull that off.
That C-Tech at the door just comes in clutch, especially in moments like this. And honestly, I like to play a little bit of a slower mind game. We are going to see the scratch marks here by using the power back and forth and catching Sagoli in the end game here in a back room. And I think pallets are all depleted, except for maybe this one to the left and one more. It's a bit of a... I never like it when the pallet gets placed here, so there it is here.
That is an unsafe pallet. I always leave that pallet up as a killer, just for this reason. It's so easy to mind game survivors on that pallet. So now it's just a matter of if the Cenobite here is going to catch Sagoli here, either on time or they will die to the entity. We'll see. Looks like they do catch them.
And we might see our first Mori of the day going to team down to Flashbang. Again, great stuff. Really good chases. Cenobite, again, it just goes to show you the power of keeping on that box, making sure that your chain hunts are gone to a minimum.
Well, that game was such a sight to see. And ending with that Mori was a really nice way to end the game.
Oh, absolutely.
GG.
Just a nice little treat here again. Sportsmanship across the board. Great showing from both the survivors and the killers.